Welcome to the Histories of Northamptonshire podcast series, and this episode number 90. Recorded on location, each episode tells the story of one of the many and varied objects which are the focus of the exhibition A History of Northamptonshire in 100 Objects. The exhibition runs at the Northampton Museum and Art Gallery between the 20th of September 2025 and February 2026. Selected by local individuals, heritage groups and the museum's own curators, each object tells a different story from the county's past. And so, to our guests for this episode.
My name is Ros Quigley and I am Secretary of Weston Favell Evening WI and have been for quite a long time.
I am Jackie Walsh. I am the President of Weston Favell Evening WI.
Ros, Jackie, welcome to the podcast series. Ros, what is the object we're talking about in this edition of the podcast series?
The object is a tablecloth. It fits on our table at WI, which is probably 5 feet long. It is green fabric with a pliqué embroidery in red, black and gold felt, with the logo of the National Federation of WIs, which existed in the 1950s when this tablecloth was made.
And you've just given me a clue by saying the 1950s as to a very important national event, which I believe might have had something to do with the tablecloth being created.
Yes, exactly that. The tablecloth was created to celebrate Queen Elizabeth II's coronation. It was designed by the husband of the then president of the WI, and it was made over the course of 12 months by a small group of WI members who were obviously exceedingly skilled needlewomen, because they made the tablecloth every week for 12 months.
Elsewhere within the exhibition, people will be able to look at items of lace that have been made here in Northamptonshire. This, as you've already described, Ros, isn't a piece of lace, but nevertheless, there's a great deal of work in this item.
A huge amount of work. It's very skilled. The needle, you can see the stitches, which are absolutely tiny. There are also on the sides of the tablecloth, because it goes from the top to the bottom to the floor. There are the cross keys, which represent the parish of Weston Favell, and it's all done in exquisite needlework.
So every stitch in this particular object has a significance. It's there for a particular reason. It tells a story.
Yes.
Jackie, as the president of your branch of the WI here in Northamptonshire, this item was created for a very specific reason. It celebrates somebody who herself was part of the WI, I believe.
Yes, the Queen was a member of the WI at Sandringham, and for many years she attended each year the Sandringham Flower Show, and I believe along with the Queen Mother as well. We've got a long history going back with the royal family. It
would have been the Queen's 99th birthday this year. As the exhibition rolls from 2025 into 2026, it would have been 100 years of Queen Elizabeth II.
Yes, of course it would have, yes.
So suddenly the tablecloth has a renewed significance. Ros, was it commonplace for WI groups to create items like this? I know it celebrates the WI, but what prompted it was the coronation.
Yes, that was the reason the tablecloth was made. I don't know of any other WIs in Northamptonshire who have a tablecloth like ours.
Jackie, is this item used regularly? Is it something that's hidden away? Is it a highly prized object?
It is highly prized, but it's not hidden away. It's used every month at our meeting. Our officers sit at a raised table in the hall, and the tablecloth has pride of place on that table, so everybody in the hall sees it every month.
People will be able to see this object for themselves, so for some time it's not going to appear at the WI. Is it showing any signs of wear and tear?
When the tablecloth was made, the side pieces, the side panels, were attached with press studs. Time has moved on, and now the side panels are attached with Velcro, which makes it easy to put together and take off. I've repaired it recently because that was getting a little bit frayed, but bearing in mind it is over 75 years old. It's been used every month. It's in remarkably good condition.
Tell me about the camaraderie of the WI. We've established that this item was made by members of the WI here in Northamptonshire in celebration of the Queen, who is herself, or was herself, a member of the WI. Tell me about that relationship that you all have within the organisation, because I sense that there are relationships, there are connections which extend right across Northamptonshire through this item.
The WI was formed in the UK 110 years ago, and it's a national association. Each county has their own federation, and WIs within a county belong to the local federation and belong to the national federation. There are WIs abroad as well, in Canada where it first started and other places. The WIs get together within a federation on a pretty regular basis. They have an annual meeting every year. We, as a WI, visit other WIs for certain meetings or to join their celebrations, or they put on extra meetings that we are invited to. So yes, there is great camaraderie within WI members within the county.
Do any of the ladies who created this tablecloth still survive? Are they still with us?
I don't think so, no.
So this isn't only a historic tribute to Her Majesty the late Queen, it's also a tribute to the ladies who put the work in the first place, and whose work you're continuing, Ros, and you, Jackie, as well, because the object is still in regular use and it's being maintained for future use too.
Yes, we would hope that our WI, which is 75 now, yes, we do hope that ours will continue. We have a membership currently of 65 members, and we hope that that will continue.
This is flying in the face of the old phrase, jam and Jerusalem. We're talking about true craftsmanship. Let me ask a question of both of you, if I may. Jackie, what is your personal reaction to this particular tablecloth? You are the president of the WI, but what is your reaction to it as a human being, as a woman?
It makes you feel proud to belong to something like the WI. And it makes you feel that you as a group of women all looking out for each other. And there's that feeling of belonging, which is a nice feeling.
And Ros, you've worked on the tablecloth because you've just told us that you've maintained it and installed the Velcro, which will keep it going for future years. What is your personal feeling about this item?
I think it's very special. I think it is a reflection of a skill maybe that is not as common now as it was. But I think everybody who sees it is quite amazed at the workmanship and the skill. And I think that reflects how important it is to us and to the continuation of a women's group, which welcomes everybody.
You mentioned that the WI is divided into different groups, different organisations across the United Kingdom. This is an exhibition telling the histories of Northamptonshire. Why should this item be in the exhibition, telling part of the histories of Northampton as it does? Jackie?
I think to make people aware over Northamptonshire what is out there. Sometimes these things sort of not disappear, but they're not noticeable in everyday life perhaps anymore. And I think having the tablecloth in the exhibition perhaps makes people think about the county and what else is out there for them to see. And is there other WIs in their part of the county that they might be able to get involved with?
Ros?
Yes, I agree with Jackie. The WI has a long history of campaigning on all sorts of things. The WI were the first group to petition for Keep Britain Tidy, and they are still up to date with things that are going on in the world and things that affect the whole community and often women in particular. Women's health has been on our agenda for a number of years, and I think people have this perception of jam and Jerusalem. We do sing Jerusalem still. Some of our members are exceedingly good jam makers, but gosh, we do other things as well.
Very well said. And I'm glad that you said that, because this item is over 75 years old and it's still going strong. It was created to celebrate a global event, the coronation of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. You know where I'm going with this. A couple of years ago or more, we had another coronation. You must have thought about this. Is there another tablecloth in construction to celebrate the accession of Charles III?
No. No, I think we'll leave this tablecloth as our special tablecloth, and I don't think we'll be making another one.
I tried. Ladies, it's a fascinating story. It's an object that has obviously had a lot of love, care and attention put into its creation. Equally, the love, care and attention is going to its upkeep. And it is a story of Northamptonshire and of Northamptonshire people as well. Thank you for telling it in this podcast today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this Histories of Northamptonshire podcast. If you would like to find out more about the objects or listen to other episodes in the series, go to www.northamptonmuseums.com. Alternatively, you can visit the Northampton Museum and Art Gallery, where you can see the A History of Northamptonshire in 100 Objects exhibition for yourself. The Histories of Northamptonshire project is funded by Arts Council England as part of the National Portfolio Programme.